Alright, well. GM Late. I believe that's one of the famous roguelikers, basically, you know? So yes, Jeff is a lone wolf developer of roguelike video games, basically famous for Powder. Alright, well. This guy's basically famous for quite a few games, basically, so... this should be fun, maybe. Alright, well. Enough of the show and tell, let's see what this game's basically all about. Wizard Thief Fighter. It's ranked pretty high. It's for Windows and it's for Linux. And it's got no browser, so we're going to do another download again. Oh, failed. Resume. So Wizard Thief Fighter, we'll extract it, we'll get ready. And this is where we get to see if he's got README or not, basically in here. Which he does. Alright, so, README. And yeah, I realize he's basically got this like store page over here, but you know. If we're gonna go old school, we're gonna go old school, right? So just made by him. Welcome to Wizard Thief Fighter. About. So, it is written as part of 7 days, part of a 7 days challenge. 3 companions, 3 quests, will ending succeed? Wizard Thief Fighter is close to traditional roguelike. However, rather than following a single adventure on a quest, you are following a trio. In the spirit of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, these 3 adventurers are bound to a common quest and a common map, even though the world they see is entirely different. You can swap worldviews with S or with F2, F3, F4. The world will rebuild to reflect who is in the lead, letting you work together or apart as you wish. Barring bugs, each walkable tile corresponds to a tile on another map, and I've sacrificed enough of the coding alters that there should be no bugs. If you're a Windows user, use the Windows WTF executable here, blah blah. So basically, it's got all this executables basically in like the same thing here, I guess. So Linux, Windows, all sort of stuff. How to play? All right, so he's got basically his help here as well. Wizard Thief Fighter is at its core very traditional roguelike. Players in NetHack will find themselves at home. In-game help provide a keyless and subject roguelike guidance. Hit the F1 to access this. The escape option menu has some configurations such as using pop-up menus that might appeal to more modern aesthetics. Ooh, very nice. Customizing. If you don't like the default font, you can change it. This is a bit tricky as the font file has 2 copies and has high ASCII positions. If you're using TCOD font, you'll likely edit it. So Windows directory replace blah blah, text to speech. There's text to speech, very nice. Alright, game design message. The surprisingly good movie Puss in Boots: The Last Wish had an interesting dynamic. A magic treasure map led to the companions to the MacGuffin they sought, but the world itself rebuilt depending on who held the map. This idea of having 3 worlds that are tied yet not tied struck a chord, so I decided to explore it in the 7DRL. Each world I wanted to feel different, so each gets to have its own font and map generator. Likewise, each adventure represents a traditional roguelike class, resulting in an epiness Wizard Thief Fighter triple. There was also some interesting technical challenges building bijections between 3 different map generators. The goal is to build a topological isomorphism with the topological defined by the 4-way walkable distance metric. Clearly, given the arbitrary dungeon generators, this isn't possible in a strict sense. My solution is a primarily greedy algorithm. I also decided to induce an orientation bias to keep the map practices from the same north direction. I've learned from Jacob's matrix how disorienting violating that can be. The greedy method means the mappings are well defined near the stairs, but often become arbitrary fire down halls. Alright, this seems a little bit wordy by the way, but whatever. I suppose it's meant to be like more like a summary like stuff. Alright, observing players will likely notice that the items collapse their identity when picked up. This then lets the players roll scum found items. Okay, so you got roll scum, I guess. Okay. Alright, so here's the credits by the way. So yeah, it was made by Jeff Late, and that's about it. Alright, final important notes, have fun. Alright, so That's basically for readme text. That's always basically to see. What's this other stuff here? So text is a database of text commands. Welcome commands are sent when you first play as a given character. So basically, like welcome commands, maybe see like it's like areas. We got names here, so names of stuff probably like the enemies we basically fight. 7DRL changes. Here are the changes since the 7DRL release. 7DRL release. It is what it is. So he hasn't done anything since the release. Well, I think we basically have enough basically to play this game, so let's just see what it's all about. Wizard Free Fire is a go. Right, anyway, close this. Alright, so suspicious file detected. That always happens every so often, but whatever. Let AVG do its thing. Good news, file looks safe. Usually they are. I'll note usually what happens with these games, by the way, is just like, possibility of them having like an IDP generic basically pop up. Because they're basically using something like, searches for like, information on your computer and stuff like that in some way. Come on, work. It popped up there, so I know it works. Let's see your task manager. To tasks. Yep, they're working, but not working. And task, and task. Well, sometimes there's issues loading these games. I was basically playing for like these post 7DRLs. I'm just gonna jump in, download, see how it basically goes. But this one's giving me issues basically, so there's the Linux stuff. I'll be right back. I'll try to restart my computer, see if something like that happens or helps and stuff like that, but I'll be right back. Okay, let's give this another go. I basically restarted my computer here, so there we go. Well, sometimes there's issues like, playing these games, but whatever. This one is finally working. Alright, location, Palace floor. We have 20 health of 20 health. We have 20 of 20 levels. Or no, we're floor 20 of 20, we're health 20 of 20, we're level 1. Have like 0 of 100 experience, and status is none. Stepping off the air balloon onto the top of the Sultan's palace, you chuckle softly at the guards. You can see patrolling the perimeter fruitlessly. Down you must go, down level after level of uplands, looting where you might, but always driving on to the Midas Wand. Gaining the Midas Wand is worth more than all the gold in the land. A smile crosses your lips. Yes, much more. It is too bad your companions didn't share your priorities, but they've never understood the true nature of power in this world. While you wish them well on their quest, your own priorities leave you a single choice. Alright, here's the stuff here, so help them what topic. Let's go with like, the first one basically here, so alright, so this is like all the readme stuff basically put in here now, so alright. Roguelikes basically. Alright, so Perry's got some extra stuff I've seen here. So the game's a roguelike, so make a lot of assumptions that may be surprise to newcomers. The game is tile-based and turn-based. The left side has your map. You are the @ symbol in the middle. The number marks the walls and all sort of stuff. The right side is a message list. Watch this to see how effective your weapons are. The very bottom has a status line. Of importance is your health. You want this high. The level tracks your experience. Leveling is important to fight deeper monsters. There's no save and continue. This is due to an inability to write save routines. You can quit and save at any point, but because the game is not about to memorize attack patterns in the fashion of live, die, repeat, but instead actually learning how to play, which is much harder, but more rewarding and fun. So movement. Alright, so we basically have like, the V keys and like the numpad. So there are many ways to move around, whether you're a wizard, thief, or fighter. Hopefully one of them appeals to you. Please do not be offended that some esoteric methods are supported. You can move and attack in 8 directions, but so can your foes. Calming down is with the greater than sign. Climbing up is in the degree less than sign. You can rest with period. To wait for a long time, perhaps to heal, try the M for mediate. You can use the arrow keys for forward movement with page up, page down, home, and N for diagonals, because that's a thing. So there's like that as well. The numpad can also be used if you're lucky enough to have keyboard still supporting such a thing. If your visualization is good, you can use the regular numbers as well. Oh, interesting. So note bar, if I press 4 here, 4 6 4 6, those are moving left and right up here. If I press the 9, and if I press 1, so basically he's got the number keys being used to move around if you want to. Interesting. Alright, so inventory. So he's got some stuff about the inventory here. Items you pick up are assigned letters A to Z. The assigned letter is somewhat sticky, so if you throw a dagger labeled A, it will be A when you pick it up. Okay, so that's worth noting. This allows one to select the one's inventory without having to explicitly list it. So basically, once you collect an A, it's an A, so to speak. Many commands that interact with the inventory will provide a short example of all letters that made sense for a command. For example, wield what, so you have to wield something. The prompt suggests that items A, B, D, J are weapons you might want to wield to your hands. The question mark will list those items in detail if you can't recall what letters is which. The asterisk will list all items that you're carrying in case you want to wield something nonsensical. We'll toggle between inventory and ground items for commands to support that, such as eating. Number signifies you can type in number 2, for example, to drop D, a specific quantity. If you find this too confusing, you can turn on pop-up menus in the options. Escape menu for more modern but less fluid experience. Okay, so basically if you want to press escape to go to the options here, so I can toggle full screen, toggle the pop-up menus, toggle verbose messaging, toggle wall sliding, all this other stuff. So, nice. I'll probably go into that in a little bit, but let's see here, key bindings. Oh, ouch, ouch. You made an actual traditional roguelike with lots of stupid keys for everything. E to eat, R to read, Z to zap a scroll, A to apply tool, Q to quaff, T to throw, Shift F to forget a spell, Shift E to enhance an item. This is definitely something that should be on its own hotkey probably, but whatever. If you know how to basically play a roguelike, this should be too troublesome for you, I guess. Alright, well, whatever. Let's see here, help. There's a welcome message and stuff like that. A making of the other thing, whatever. Alright, so basically it's a welcome message. Alright, so I can toggle the full screen. I probably should do that now. So boop. Alright, we're full screened. I can toggle pop-up menus with I can toggle the pop-up menus if I want. So pop-up menus. Not sure what that basically does for me, but whatever. Wield what? Short sword wielded. Nothing. Okay, so you discover the door is jammed. Okay. You see a longsword. Okay, so G to get. Yep, there's G to get. Alright, if I basically press wield, you can see I can wield the A or the H here. So you unwield the short sword, you wield the long sword. So here's my inventory bar. We basically have long sword, bow, leather jacket, short sword, arrows, lockpicks, biscuits, and gold coins. So examine. So you can slash for the short sword for 1 to D6. Slashing damage is easy to aim. You can slash for the longsword for 1 to D8 slashing damage. So typical D&D style referencing here for damage outputs and such. A hard biscuit that has been twice cooked. This gives it the excellent preservative properties. And where preservatives have failed, the weevils just provide the extra flavor. Okay, so there's that stuff right there. It's apparently killing me when I'm basically going through an open door like that for some reason, but okay. There's gold coins. Let's pick those up. There's the way down. That apple. Door's locked. The rat bites me apparently. I got scratched. I slash at the rat. The rat's now bloodied. The rat bites me again. I miss. It misses. You slash at the rat. The rat is now at desk gate. So, no, basically, like, this place is a very, like, very old school type of, like, reading, like, enemies, basically. So, they could be, like, unharmed. They could be very harmed. Stuff like that. Let's go to help here. I want to basically see if there's, like, a examine key, basically, here somewhere. So, let's see here. X to look at square is basically what I want right now, I think. So, X. So, rat is at desk gate. The cowardly rat scurries away from you. Pesky nuisances, you should corner it and dispatch it. After all, how dangerous could a cornered rat be? The rat is a common creature. They wait to form a pack before attacking. They bite their foes for 182. So, basically, as this guy has, like, doesn't friends, he'll probably be more hostile. But, without his friends, he's just, like, gonna run away from you. Makes sense. Where are these guys? These guys are dogs. Dog at full health. In other circumstances, this would be a waggtail companion, but in these circumstances, it has rightly recognized you as an intruder and is rushing to attack. The dog is a common creature. They charge at any foes as soon as they see them, so basically, typical, like, enemies. You slash at a dog, the sleeping dog wakes up, you kill a dog. So I kill a dog there, apparently, you guys are sleeping. Or we were sleeping. By the way, if I press, like, 5, it waits, so you can wait with, like, the 5 if you want. A corpse, so dog corpse. The cruel remains of a vanquished foe. Might be good eating on this if you were hungry enough. Well, it might be a game where you consume like the corpse of your foes. I am like hungry right now, by the way, so that's a thing. All right, so note there's like 2 rats here, but once like I killed one, they like got. Once, like, I hit them, they, like, got less hostile. The -1 belongs to me, apparently. There's a corpse here. Okay, can I eat the corpse? From the ground. Rat corpse. Eat the rat corpse off the ground. So yes, I ate the, the thing. I'm at full health. Probably on level 2 if you haven't noticed. So, I'm not sure you noticed this yet, but if I press, like, if I basically, like, walk to, like, the left here. Ooh, there's a poison gas trap right there. I got scratched and poisoned. You're poisoned. Basically, here's something up by. In this game, you can, like, it basically, if you can't, like, move directly in that direction, but there's, like, a way to, like, move, like, sort of in that direction. So, if I basically move, like, Carl direction to the left here, it'll basically move myself diagonally, like, to the left. If there's, like, that way, basically go, and that's like, the only way. So, boom, and I move, like, left there. And, like, boom, it, like, moves me, like, left up. I wonder what would happen if there's basically a pathway or something like that, like a fork in the way, but whatever. I'm running apparently, by the way, so that's a thing. I see sausages apparently. So let's just get these. So, several linked smoked sausages that have somehow escaped consumption by the floor's native inhabitants. Interesting. Alright, so, can you attack doors in this game, I wonder? Because I basically found like lots of like jam doors and locked doors and stuff like that. So, maybe shift kick. So let's go shift K. You kick the door, wham. Yep, you can kick the jam doors basically if you want to. There's a leather jacket here, let's pick that up. So, we have a leather jacket equipped. There's another leather jacket right there. So yeah, I found out basically you can like, kick open a door, so like, open them if you want to. Probably it makes noise or something like that. So Shift K, boom. Okay, we got some food here. Let's just start eating it. So eat the apple. Broken door. By the way, I bet we can also close doors if we want to. So if I go basically to like the help here, there's probably like an option to close doors maybe. So yeah, C is closed. So close. There's no door there. Okay, never mind. There's no door there, so can't close that. We can close that window. And let's see here. That's basically like the only door I really care about, I think, for like, getting into, so down we go. The door is locked. I don't care. So no, probably in order to get down to this next level, I would have had to really kick through that door in order to get through it. I wonder like how if it makes me hungry or not, basically doing that. Sausages. Let's eat these. From the ground, sausages. Eat the sausages off the ground. You are now hungry. Kill a rat. A scroll. We have picked up a scroll of something. There's another scroll of abracadabra. Very old school type of naming here. I have to wonder basically if I basically played any like games like of like Jeff Late's besides like this one. That's what like his name by the way. It's like Jeff Late, I believe, this guy here. So let's eat that because why not? If kick. There's a mushroom. In dank locations sprouted these fruiting bodies, you're pretty sure they're safe to eat. Your alternative is likely death anyways, after all. A metal-bound book. Interesting. The pages of this book have been bound by a thick sheet of iron. Rust mars the cover, leaving the title illegible. Okay, so I can read it. You like to train to learn magical spells. Okay, so that'd probably be like useful for like a wizard perhaps. And of course I'm starving again, so that's a thing. They came to attack me because there's basically two of them, so that's a thing as well. Okay, we do get some citation from like corpses on the ground. It's worth noting. There's some dogs. Now, are these guys sleeping? I don't see anything that basically says these guys are sleeping, by the way, so kind of hard to tell if they are or not. There's a club, a scroll. So there's a club. It's got 2d3 minus 1 blunt damage, so basically that does like 1 to 5 probably. I think that's how it works. Yeah, 1 to 5 basic damage on this thing, so not as good as the longsword, but it's there, nonetheless. Alright, I need to eat something, so let's go to this mushroom. I feel, want to see if it has any special effects. You eat the mushroom, you are now hungry. Well, that's nice. I'm at full health, by the way. Now, I will not buy for like, really games, basically. It is like sort of optimum to sort of like, conserve like your food and stuff like that, but I'm probably like, maybe overdoing it a little bit. Just to throw it out there. And that's one percent. I just want to check my headset here. Just had to check to make sure that my headset was still on, because you never know. There's basically no sound in this game, by the way, so if it runs out of like, if the sound goes off, I may not notice right away, is the thing, right? So let's eat the biscuit. Theft is my work. So I'm probably playing a thief right now, by the way, so throw it out there. Alright, so this is a game basically like, about like, basically having like multiple characters here. We've gone through a few levels of the thief, but I wonder if we can have like one of the other guys as well. So, how do I say switch over to the other guys here? So, eat, read, zap, interaction, information, shift world. So, F2, F3, F4 is what I want to be using here. So, F2. So, you shift vantage point. So now we're basically playing as a wizard here. And I see a tri-dude. Tri-dude at full health. A three-legged green alien stares at you from its top-mounted triplex of eyes. You can't discern the alien intent behind its non-expression, but experience suggests it does not plan on being your friend. The tri-dude is a common creature. They charge at any foes as soon as they see them. They smash their foes for 1d4 damage. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, I know there's like different characters I can basically play here. And like, you know. So there's this guy. And there's this guy right here, the fighter. So there's a vampire bat. So vampire bat full health. For obligatory bloodsuckers, the vampire bat is a surprisingly pro-social creature. They will provide blood to their cavern mates if they are unable to hunt themselves. You just wish it wasn't your blood being harvested. The vampire, basically it's like, common creature, blah blah. There's a dodge bonus. They bite their foes for 1d free. So I wonder, like, if you could actually play this game without, like, not actually, like, killing anything or stuff like that. There's a sleeping dog, by the way. Okay, you slash the sleeping dog wakes up. It's now at death's gate, it misses you, it's dead. It's sausages, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Dog corpse. Status none, so we're no longer, like, hungry, but that's nice. What the heck is that over there? A guard! So, a poorly paid guard, ideally you can catch them napping, but if they do see you, they're sadly not willing to turn a blind eye to your presence. The guard is a common creature to charge at any foes as soon as they see them. He's got a club basically, so that's his thing. Stick on the guard. I'll get his club. More skills, more gold. So note, by the way, that my wizard, my thief here is basically level 5. I bet because I didn't actually play the other characters, these guys are level 1s. So that's something I sort of watch out for. Why is he, like, fighter starting at level 3, I wonder? Or, like, he's basically on floor 3 as opposed to, like, the other guys. I'm wondering if there's different welcome messages for these guys as well, so... Help. Welcome message. So, deep in the dark caves of Dreadcast lies the Midas Wand you seek. Are you worthy? No. But that is why you must gain it, before you even less worthy acquire it. With the Midas Wand in your hand, you can change the world. As you step into the caves, you think of your companions, each on their own quest. Will they gain their artifacts, or lose their lives? You hope to reunite with each the best of success, but dark foreboding warns otherwise. So yeah, each of these guys basically have their own, like, little thing basically here. So, help. A flash of white fades, revealing musty corridors of the top level of the Mage Tower. The Mage's wards have grown weak here, and allowed you to teleport in. Now you must head down to seek their most guarded possession, the Midas Wand. You could use your fighter friend here, if only to bash down resistant doors, and your thief companion will make a short work of them with a lockpick. But they went their own ways after their own quests. Well, there's something a force bolt won't handle. Alright, so, this sort of like lends me to the question here, basically. So, I know they're basically playing with the thief, basically, as like, going down, like, the palace and stuff like that, and doing all this, other stuff. But we're not really in the same dungeon here, so... That's basically something I sort of, like, wonder about with this game here a little bit. So let's just see, I've been going for, a little bit over 20 minutes of the, like, actually, like, playing this game here. But, so yeah, basically, like, the idea here is, like, it's a traditional roguelike, but it's like you're basically playing like 3 different games basically at the same time is the thing. Like, I'm not really sure you're really working together if you're basically like, not like on the same like things here and stuff like that. So yeah, you are playing a single quest but free at once. Well, the maps, items, and monsters look different between worlds. They're the same world viewed differently because you're basically in 3 different places of the world. So I guess the idea of like this game here, by the way, is that like you're basically walking down, and you're basically looking to like if you basically get to like a hard spot of like a thief, you can basically like switch over to like the wizard and like fight with him for a little bit. So I'll basically have like the thief here doing his thing. There's the wizard. So I'm not really like sure what to basically say about this. Like it feels like it kind of feels like Darren Gray's game where like you have to like shift around like different like areas and stuff like that. Let's kill this bat here. By the way, this guy probably has different inventory, so he's got ring mail, so he's basically a little more like tough than the other guy. So there's a pickaxe, there's mushroom, there's sausage. And I can also look over here, it's basically like, an upstairs right there. So if I want to go basically up the stairs here. I started at level 1 with like the fighter here for a little bit, so this is like the stuff he basically sees right now. You will be very damned and return empty-handed, so very, very traditional roguelike. I suppose the idea, by the way, is that like if you find like you're unable to continue like with the fighter, you can basically like switch over to one of your other guys, but you also have to level them up and be able to really fight for them as well. So I'm not really sure how it's basically like the working together part of it basically works. So there is that to sort of note. What's up this way, I wonder? So the fire's still hungry. The fire's not finding anything, by the way. So it could be because like the thief basically kill everything on its like levels. There's basically nothing here to really fight. Downstairs and upstairs. Whoop, wrong way. See, I don't know about like with the fire here. I think what's happening is because there's like nothing basically left for me to fight. Like there's nothing here to fight because basically the thief killed everything on his level, so there's nothing for his fire to fight. Maybe. There's a spear, by the way. So spear, great axe, short sword, sling, diamond ring. Oh, there's like a running method thing here, but it basically stops if you basically change your direction like slightly, so that's a thing to know as well. Well, this guy's got sausages and mushrooms, I guess, so we can eat this. There's like another bat. We can eat this guy as well. And if I like go over here to like the mage here, I guess like I guess the mage is out in a different area. I guess he's down like floor 17 for like 20. There's a ration. Now here's a question: is like the mage like fight like melee here as well, or is it actually cast spells and such? Because he's a mage. So this guy basically cast spells and stuff like that. And here's something up by. I bet like that book that I ran across with the thief, by the way. Basically, the thief would probably if I hadn't picked up that book for with the thief, it probably could have been picked up with like the wizard here. That could be like a thing as well. Because this guy's got like his inventory here of like oh, he has some spellbooks basically in here of stuff. And he's got like identify scroll. He's got like other stuff. And he's got that ration. You know what? I think how this game is basically working is like the items you basically pick up with your characters, they actually keep those characters. So this guy here basically he has like he has a bunch of scrolls. So he has no idea what these scrolls do, but he has them. And he also has like the Melon book as well. and like the clubs and stuff. Maybe that's how it works. Basically, like, you know, they all have like, you know, well, maybe they all have different inventories. I'm not really sure. But yeah, basically the idea is like, you know, I figure like the stuff you basically find on the levels. If you kill all the enemies like with one like character, then there won't be any of that like that, like, you know, that basically fight for your other characters to basically deal with. But whatever. Alright, so I think this is basically like, you know, enough of like, you know, Wizard Thief Fighter. It is what it is. It's kind of interesting, I guess. Not really my thing, but, you know, whatever. It's one of like Jeff Blake's game. I should probably go check to see if I you know, can find some of his other games to play, because I don't think I basically played many of them. And it's one of like, you know, one of the more prominent like, you know, developers of like, you know, 7DRL, so there's that too. But anyhow, I hope you guys basically enjoyed it, and take care.